Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome to my podcast, Court Vision with So Pretty Tony. I was going to do a pre-recording, but I decided to just go ahead and go live so we can kind of get the first take out of the way, right? And as you can see, my title. But before we get into this, right? The title is Caitlin Clark's injury continues to derail the Indiana Fever. But before we get into it, like I said a second ago, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Promise you won't be disappointed. Like, share, and also leave a comment. Hey there, how you doing, Miss D? How you doing, girlfriend? What's happening? What's happening? So now that we're here, and I'm a few minutes late getting started because I was going to pre-record, but I said, hey, you guys have seen me on the tube for over a week now, so I might as well just go ahead and show my lovely face so you can see me and intertwine with little old me on YouTube with some of you big baller shot callers out there. But back to Caitlin Clark and her injuries derailing the Indiana Fever. My take is, look, Indiana Fever has an opportunity to get in the playoffs. I'm not going to guarantee or say that they're going to go very far. With one said, Caitlin Clark missing in action at this point with her injuries. She's had one injury after another injury after another injury, right? One, it's the same injury, but at two different occasions throughout this year. And I believe right around August 7th, she had another injury to her foot in practice or working out. So that has derailed her. And I know this Friday, which is today, she probably will not be playing tonight. As a matter of fact, I believe that they said she's not playing tonight. And I wanted to bring up this topic because, watching all the infamous YouTubers out there and all those different things they got going on, right? Everybody got so much to say about everybody. Well, I got tired of sitting in the chat, so I had to come out the chat and show my face, right? And talk my ish. What y'all think? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. What you think, Ms. D? I see you in the chat. How you doing, Ms. D? I see your take. I hear what you're saying. You said no, they're not. They're not. They're gonna exit after round one. That's a possibility. We're all entitled to our opinion, right? People love opinions, and they're very opinionated here in the United States of America. I talk about that all the time. As a military soldier and traveling the world and have seen the world, I tell you, I look at the different cultures, and then I come back home to the great US of A, and here we are. So, thank you there, Ms. D. But the derailment of Caitlin Clark, I'd like to see Caitlin Clark make it back in time for the playoffs to kind of give her team that extra boost that they might need from the offensive end. I'm not guaranteeing it from the defensive end. We've all seen her play. We know her style of play. And on the defensive end, she kind of struggles a little bit. And of course, her team has to hide her a little bit defensively. However, Indiana Fever, that Kelsey Mitchell is having a bomb season this year. I love what she's doing. AB's doing her job. But we also have some other injuries that have plagued the Indiana Fever too. 5 players are out. You have Sophie Cunningham. You have Sydney Colson. You have Ariel McDonald. Who else we got? Well, besides Caitlin Clark, because she's number 4. And then, 4, not 5. You got 4. 4 guards, 4 big guards that have been very impactful for the Indiana Fever that are all out for the remainder of the season right now, with maybe the potential of one of those 4 returning for the playoffs, which would be Caitlin Clark. Where are you, Caitlin Clark? Where are you? I want to see you play. Where are you? What are we doing? Because I I've heard some other YouTubers be very, very vicious and very nasty to other players who are out injured, and they have so much to say. They got so much to say, but I haven't heard that much vitriol over here for said the said franchise player, WNBA franchise player. Hey, that's your opinion. I'm not weighing in one way or the other. I'm just here to state the facts and put the obvious out there, since everybody else like to put narratives out on everybody else. So let's see if we can have this conversation, because everything is about a conversation, right? When we conversate, we could kind of get somewhere. We might want to get somewhere on those conversations. I can name some other players out there, but right now we're talking about Caitlin Clark. We're talking about Caitlin Clark. So let's just do just that. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about her season last year. What did she do? And I can do that because I am new. I am a new podcasting individual who are coming on and giving her take on what she's seen. And I'm ready to speak on it. I'm ready to speak on it. So I sat back in the cut long enough, and I've heard a lot of you guys got a whole lot to say. And that's okay, because that's your opinion, right? But let's stay facts, because only facts matter. And facts over feelings. It's always going to come into play. Facts over feelings, it's always right, no matter what you say, no matter what you think. But you out there, you analysts, and I didn't want to get to this point, but you see, you analysts out there that say you critiquing and you giving your best take on players, come on, man. You giving the best take on what's going to make your pockets right. Right? I think so. I think that's exactly what it is. I believe that's exactly what it is. As a matter of fact, I know that's exactly what it is. But if Caitlin Clark can get to the point where she's able to catch up with her team in the playoffs, I'm not saying, yes, they're going to make it past the first round, and I'm not saying that they're not, but I can tell you in the chat say not past the first round. Because guess what? The playoffs is going to be tough. Fever got to meet up with the likes of Minnesota Lynx, New York Liberty, Aces. The Las Vegas Aces has come from behind, and they are on a tear right now as an entire team. The whole team is lit right now. The entire team. And it's going to take an entire team to get past and get through these rounds of the playoffs to make it to that championship game. And it's not going to be easy for anybody. I'm going to tell you right now, because right now everybody is doggy dog. Just like the players right now have done such a tremendous job of showing themselves and putting themselves on display. Let me just say it like that. Controversial takes make money. You're right, Ms. D, they do. Controversial takes do make money. We're here to talk about facts, right? So when we talk about facts, let's continue to speak on it. The teams are so competitive right now because all the players in the league are doing their darndest to show themselves, show how valuable each of them are. Why? Because, of course, all contracts are open and free, and players are going to be moved around next year. No team is guaranteed to stay together. No team is guaranteed to stay together. None that I know of. Besides the teams that if you have a rookie, we know that if you have rookies or some sophomores on your team, it's more than likely a possibility that those particular players will stick around because of the contract that they're under, right? They had that 4-year contract, and so the teams are the organizations are obliged by to uphold those contracts. But everyone else, they're on the interview stage this year. So you see a lot of players playing extra hard, going the extra mile, doing a whole lot of things that you may have seen them take off a play or two in the past seasons. This season, nobody could take off a play. Everybody's selling themselves, right? They're all trying to show why they're valuable, what makes them more important than the next player on their team. So I'm interviewing for a job right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're each interviewing for a job in hopes that they can either stay where they are or land somewhere that they would like to go, or better yet, just land somewhere, period. Because you still have some players right now that are tied into some teams that, we can beg to differ if they're going to return next year or be put under another contract. So say the WNBA, not so say me. I am just here giving you the facts. Again, facts over feelings. If you're new to this channel, please do me a favor. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment. And you go ahead and hit that notification bell so every time I drop, it's going to ding you. It's going to ding you. Do that. Don't be afraid. Hey, I'm just another lonely old soul out here just coming to give you the facts. But the true facts. Not a narrative. Narratives are made for horses. And I'm telling you, guys, I'm not calling anybody a horse. I'm just saying narratives are for horses, right? If you want to come out here, you got to come out here and you got to speak the truth and give the facts. And critique players the right way. Some of y'all, man, y'all pick a side. Who picking a side? There's too many sides over here. Stop picking a side. The sport is the sport. And when you love the sport and you into the sport, guess what? You're going to cheer the sport on the right way. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I just thought I'd come on for a little bit and give my take on that. Because the question is, what you going to do in the Indiana Fever? What you going to do? Now, you had an opportunity to gain a point guard because you were all out of point guards. And it's like the candy in the cookie jar, right? And you have enough pieces in there. You trying to pick and pull the right piece. Oh, I don't like that one. That one's too sour. Oh, I don't want that piece of candy because that one's too hard. Oh, that piece of candy been sitting there too long. It's stuck to another piece. I don't want that. And you got all of these different pieces of candy, right? Until you dip in that little candy jar and you find the right little piece that will come in and fill in and give you the push that you need. Indiana Fever needs a good point guard right now, right? Because when you can take the ball out of Kelsey Mitchell's hand and allow Kelsey to do Kelsey, which is come off them screens, get downhill, because she does a great job of that, but she does a great job of shooting that three ball as well, right? She has so much to her game, and I am so glad that she's been able to show that this year. We didn't get to see very much of that last year. We didn't. Just like I'm sure there's another level to CATLIN Clark that we haven't seen yet. And I'm hoping that when she gets back out here, we can see that next level. I would love to see it. Because I know when she was in college, the discipline on her team, on her Iowa team, was there. It was phenomenal. I know that she was allowed to still shoot the threes because she's one of them players that had to go to a team that was going to allow her to be her. And that's for everybody. I wouldn't put it past anybody to go to a team and it's not a great fit for them, right? If you have a choice and you can pick and choose what team you like to be on, what would you pick? Ms. D said, Fever going to miss her when she leaves Kelsey. Yeah. If Kelsey leaves, I believe it's gonna be a big hiccup. It's gonna be a big hiccup for Indiana Fever if Kelsey does not um, stay. If she doesn't stay, it's gonna be a big hiccup. I think that right now, with the job that she's doing, she's able to really, really uh, fit in and give the rest of the players on the team an opportunity to be successful. Because not every player on the team has that mindset. It's called selfishness. It's called selfishness. And being selfish doesn't win a game. It doesn't win the play. It doesn't get you past the first round of the playoffs. But I'm telling you, teams are fast approaching. Those teams that are on the bottom, that y'all are so reclined to say, oh, they're on the bottom, they're not getting any higher. Okay, play with them if you want to and see what happens. Indiana Fever, don't you end up in eighth place and playing on that bubble and don't know whether you're teeter-tottering on one end of the fence versus the other. Because when you're teeter-tottering on that fence, things happen. Things happen. And we don't want to hear, well, if Caitlin Clark was there, stop it. Stop it. When she was there, she had the opportunity to do what she needed to do when she was on the floor. She's not on the floor right now. So we don't want to compare what's happening on the floor right now compared to if she was playing at this moment. Because if I had to give my true opinion, which I only believe in honesty, but sometimes if you don't have something nice to say, you just don't say it at all. And I don't have nothing bad to say. I'm just stating once again, the obvious, right? If you don't have more to your game other than shooting a long three ball, then what do you have? And what we have to stop doing, what we need to stop doing here, podcasters out here, you need to stop saying she's better than everybody in the league, because it's a lie. It's a flat out lie. She's not. Is she good? Yes. Does she have room to improve? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Just like all the other players. We're not going to pick one over the other. And you fans that want to come in here once you see this and got something to say, trust me, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You can, because it's your right to. But don't look for me to go back and forth with you, because I'm not going back and forth with you about no Caitlin Clark. I'm just like you. I can say what I want to say. I can speak on what I want to speak on. And again, you or nobody else tell me to shut me up either. So yes, I'm going to be that podcaster. I'm that podcaster. I'm giving the facts on everybody. I'm not going to critique some and not critique others. I'm going to critique all. So whether you like my take or not, that's going to be your choice. But if you come on, I greatly appreciate the view, because you're going to give me that. You're going to give me that view click. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But now, let's get back to the players that are injured and whether or not we think that they're going to come back, be able to, that they've sold themselves enough or have sold themselves enough in the amount of games that they've played to give themselves the opportunity to make a roster next year. I believe Sophie Cunningham has done that. That is definitely a must for her. People like kamikaze players, and she's very kamikaze. You don't know what you're going to get from her one day over the other. Sydney Colson. Sydney Colson is up there in age, not that far off to where she can't continue to play. She can continue to play if she so chooses to, right? But it's going to be, did she do enough leaving the Aces Well, she didn't leave by choice, right? But on the trade, being traded to Indiana Fever, did she do enough on the Indiana Fever to where when she has completely healed and is ready to step back on the court for full contact, full play, full range of motion in that knee, will she be ready? And did she do enough to even have an opportunity to come back? Or will she have to, if she still has that will to want to play, have to just go back overseas and play? Because we know that was her thing prior to getting back into the W, right? So she spent some years in overseas, and then she got picked up. I love her story. She has a great story. Every player has a story. There's not a player in this league that don't have a story. And I just wish sometimes we as human beings can take a hard look and think about what we say before we say it sometimes. But we know that just would not be the US of A way. Why? Because we have freedom of speech. We have that freedom to say and do whatever we want. And that's why the world is the way it is right now. But we're going to speak on the world and where we are with that. But again, now we're back at Aaron McDonald. I think, in my opinion, and I'm sure that most of you will agree. If nobody agrees, it's probably only going to be about maybe one handful, right? But most of you agree that she came in and she gave Indiana Fever the right skill set for the time being when they needed a point guard the most. She came in and she killed it. She did a great job. Great job. So I know that she's done enough to sell herself. Her recovery will be a battle, but the problem will be who's willing to pick her back up. Will Fever take her back? Is she gonna get a contract? Because my understanding is she only had a contract for the remainder of this year. And in the chat, if you're there, you let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. As a matter of fact, I don't believe I am. Okay. But did she do enough to return back to Indiana? Or did she do enough to make any team? So it's going to be interesting to see next year how the teams fare out, who's going to end up where, but not before we get through the playoffs. Man, I tell you, those games last night was so phenomenal watching the Aces play against Phoenix Mercury. That's a championship. I won't say a championship. Let me take that back. Let me run that statement right there back. That is definitely a playoff battling, contending game that we saw last night. Same thing with, unfortunately, Chicago is out of it, but they gave one hell of a run to New York Liberty and came up with the dub. As they would say, dubs in the chat, dubs in the chat. Boy, that's saying it's stuck in my head, y'all. I just had to say it. I just had to say it. It wasn't something that was like a must, but I had to say it. I'm sorry. Dubs in the chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, who's the next team? Minnesota Lynx. Lynx are so far ahead of over everybody else. Even if they lose another game or two, they will still be in first place. We would hope that they wouldn't lose anymore, but hey, right now everybody's battling. You got all of your top players on each team. You know, you have Los Angeles. You got them down there, right? They're teeter-tottering. They're not in yet. They're trying to knock somebody off so they can get in. So they're fighting hard. So they're trying to win as many games in this last 8-9 game stretch before, because some have already played their ninth game, and others still have the ninth game to play. So in the next 8 to 9 games, they have to win more than none to bump somebody off. But that just means that the winning teams, the teams in the top 8 that as they would call Elite Eight, will get bumped off. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I think I've been on here rambling a little bit. So let's see what we got in the chat. It is, Ms. D. You're right. It's very catchy. It's very, 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 very catchy. I'm excited. I'm excited for the playoffs. I don't know about you, but I am. I'm very excited for the playoffs. Ms. D, Liberty and Lynx need to get healthy as possible for the playoffs because Aces, Dream, Mercury, Storm are coming. Y'all heard that? Storm is fighting their way. They're fighting their way. They had like a good little stretch. What was it? 6 games, I believe. A 6-game stretch, 6-game losing stretch for a moment, and now they're back. They're back at it. Let's see what happens. They are a good team that can get in there and that can make some things happen. But it's gonna be one of those things where are they gonna be able to get past a team like the Mercuries if they end up playing the Mercuries somewhere down the line, or the Dream, the Aces. Same thing for Mercury. Mercury was in it last week against the Mercury, and then last night the Aces was on fire. They were on fire. When the Aces are when they're at that best, that right there, I'm gonna tell you, I can tell Lynx, I can tell New York, I can tell everybody, look out. Atlanta too, because Atlanta, just because you beat Atlanta today don't mean that you'll beat Atlanta tomorrow. So Fever they're up against quite a few teams there that are going to give them quite a bit of run for their money, a bang for their buck. And $2 will not make them holler. So they're gonna have to fight through it and make it work. So, all right, guys, I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. I wanted to come on, give you my first take, show my face since I'm out of the chat. I was in the chat for a year, and now I'm out. Somebody say, bring them out, bring them out. And there I am. I'm out. So if you want to have a conversation, you got something you want me to talk about, go ahead. Put it in the chat. And we're going to make it happen. Just put it in the chat. But when you get ready to put that in the chat, also go ahead, hit that like button. Subscribe. Leave a comment. But most importantly, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop. With that, thank you all for coming in, checking me out, hearing my take, seeing where we are in the dub for those that not really paying attention. You got to pay attention to the dub. These women are balling out of control. And I got a take for the game, for that New York Chicago game. I'm gonna get back on here for that. That's gonna be lit. And Ms. D, I see you in the chat. I might need you to come on up here because I know you got something for that. Thanks for coming in to see me, Ms. D. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And anybody else, hey, again, come on over. Don't be afraid. Come in the house. You see the walls? Hey, it's pretty in here. This is pretty and cozy. I'd love for you to come and join me. Oh, with that being said, let me tell you this too. Come and check out myself and Bro Claude on Mondays for recaps. We have recaps every Monday. Please come and do that. Come and check us out. It's a lit show, guys. It's a lit show. It's a lit show. You got to come and check it out. There's a few podcasts you'll see me on throughout, and I'm gonna tell you, come check them out. We got Miss D and Miss ADP. They on that. I'm gonna call it the rock hours. They on the rock block. They're on the rock block hours. They're on that. They're on the D block, as they say. They're on the D block. But I'm telling you, them rock hours, boy, it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak at all. Hey, only the strong survive on the D block. Make sure you keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Hey, what's going on there? Rashawn Betts. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Hey, if you didn't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it. I appreciate you for coming in and checking me out. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. It's only going to get better from here, and we're just going to go up from here. That's what we are with it. That's what we are with it. Give you some good takes. Give you some good insights. I see Ms. D. That's why I said the rock block. The rock block. Y'all on the rock block. Hey, they have me up on the rock block. I like it, though. I like it. I like it. I'm a person that don't sleep anyway. Hey, if you sleep, you ain't making money. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? If you sleep is for the weak. Sleep is for the weak. Hey, until you arrive, you need to be up. Better figure it out. Y'all better figure it out. But I'm happy. I'm excited to be on these YouTube streets. I want to thank everybody that has given me the vote of confidence to come out here and just spill my knowledge, give my takes on what it is that I know, give the true analysis of basketball, break it down. We're gonna bring in some critiques where I like to pull up some games. We're gonna go through some games. My guy Zoe, he's very good at pulling games up, breaking them down, and giving the tea on it. That is kind of a little bit of my niche. Not going to go that in depth because I love him. He goes in depth. I love his critiques. He got some great takes on that. But I do like to break down film. I like to break down players themselves and where they are and how far they can go with the skills that we see that they still have embedded in them. Some of them, they've already reached their pinnacle, right? And if they're not at that elite level right now, and this is it for them, they're going to probably get left behind. But this is one of those leagues where now the players are faster, their minds are swifter, and the execution is much more broader than it was before. The style of play, some players are physical, some are not. And that's where we have the problem, where we start talking about the referees. They suck. They're not doing a good job. They missed this call. They missed that call. And I'm going to tell you, they do miss calls. Yep, without a doubt. But what you have to understand too, guys, is if you are always in the ref's face and you dogging them, you in their face, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the last thing they're going to do is give you a call. That's the last thing they're going to do. You see that? You want a what? A what? A call? Get out of my face and get on the court. They ain't worried about you. They say you lost. I ain't messing with you. I ain't gonna sing that song. No, that's too many cuss words. I can't sing that. I can't sing that song. I can't sing that song. I ain't gonna break it down. I ain't gonna sing that song. But basketball is basketball, man. Basketball is basketball. We have to look at the game, analyze the right way. And I know we fans, no matter how much we played before, those of us that have played, those of us that have coached, those of us that have been in the thick of it for a long time, just because you played the sport doesn't mean, and I'm going to be very, very clear, just because you played the sport doesn't mean you understand the sport, right? Because some people they play because they can play. They play because it's just simply there, right? They have the natural ability, the natural talent to just go out there and play. But if you don't understand, you will never grasp it. And it doesn't always equate to you coming in after you get done playing, or you retire, or you just don't get picked up. Now you want to go and you want to coach. Doesn't mean that you can coach either. You could be a great skill coach. That could be a specialty, but doesn't mean that you can coach an entire team. I've seen some awful I've seen some awful coaches. I ain't gonna lie in my day. I've seen some bad coaching. And I've seen some good coaching. I've seen some phenomenal coaching. I've seen some great coaching. But boy, you definitely can tell the difference. Not everybody can come in and coach. It is definitely not for the weak either. So if we think the online stuff, vitriol that some of these players get is treacherous, imagine what they're being told in the locker room by them coaches when they're not performing the way the coach wants them to perform. They know when there's a camera in the room, when media is in the room, they know what to say. They know what not to say. They better not say the wrong thing. But I like that. I like this, y'all. I'm liking this. I'm liking this, man. I'm liking this. Y'all got me out here. Y'all got me out here on these YouTube streets with this podcast. Man, I can talk too. Can I talk? But I ain't gonna talk your head off right now because I got so much more to say. So much more to say about so many more other teams and so many more other players. But do understand this channel is a fair and unjust channel. We not coming on here with that nonsense. All right? We ain't coming on here with that nonsense. I'm gonna have to give me some moderators and bounce y'all up out of here. But we not coming on here with that nonsense. We're gonna give true critiquing of all players. I don't care what your name is. I don't care how much money you got. I got money. I don't want your money. I don't want their money. I'm here because I want to be. I'm here because this is enjoyable. I'm here because I understand the game. I've played the game, been a part of the game for many, many years, and coached the game. But again, doesn't mean I know absolutely everything. So if I give a wrong critique, I don't mind you giving it to me in the chat. You might catch it back, but let's agree to disagree. Let's be cordial. We talk a little smack here and there, but in the end, it's all love. It's all love. Again, go on and hit that subscribe button. Go on and like the channel. Go on and leave a comment. And for the last time, hit that notification bell. And with that, I'm out. Deuces, guys.